Welcome back for week 9 of our Summer Book Club 2018, where we're discussing the chapter, Always Daddy's Girl. This was a hard chapter for me to write in some respects because if you've read the chapter, you know I don't have a relationship with my biological father, which is difficult sometimes, but it's also a chapter filled with hope because I've gotten to see firsthand on the ground how God is a father to the fatherless. Psalm 68, 5 and 6 says, "Father to the fatherless, defender of widows. This is God, whose dwelling is holy. God places the lonely in families. He sets the prisoners free and gives them joy." And I've found that firsthand. Sometimes he sets us in actual families, step families, adopted families. Sometimes he sets us in the family of God, where we get to experience dads and moms and brothers and sisters that we wouldn't otherwise have because of this really cool thing called the body of Christ, where we get to have relationship with other people who care about us, even if our relationship with our biological parents or siblings is rocky. One of the principles I've learned over the years is that sometimes our situation is a matter of perspective. I share in the book about those baby bottles. I don't know if you had one when you were a kid where if you tip it up, it looks like it's full. And when you feed your baby, it drains out. And so there's like none left. And you're like, oh, that's magic. That's so cool. But the truth is there's always the same amount of liquid in that bottle. It just depends how you're tipping the bottle, how you're looking at life. And I think that's true in our family relationships as well. Sometimes we look at our circumstances and we think, my family stinks. Nobody loves me. No one's getting their act together. But through the same eyes, we can look at that family and see all the good that God has blessed us with, the way that he's brought relationships into our life that we're not expecting, or to see imperfect people as a blessing in our lives instead of as a liability. That's what it took for me to start looking at my situation through different eyes and to see that God was there with me all along, and he makes good on his promise to be a father to the fatherless or a mother to the motherless. He puts the lonely in families, but we have to trust him and look for it instead of always being negative and choosing to look at the dark side of the picture. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments section today and hear about your relationship with your dad. Is it a good one? Is it a difficult one? And what might God be teaching you through that relationship about him or about yourself? I'd love to talk with you there in the comments, and I will see you next week for another chapter of this Summer Book Club. See you then.